Hey man, here's a real cool pattern for you cool cats. We're going to take an A chord and that's your index finger laying flat, and we're going to make a pattern based on that chord that's super usable. So, what I'm talking about here, can you see where my finger is laying? It's not on the A string. The A string is the root of this key, and that's like kind of a free shot. It's just boom, there you go. And that may seem really simple, but actually it's super important to realize that the A string is going to make everything really easy. That's why the key of A is so important on guitar. So you're going to lay your index finger flat, and you're going to concentrate on individual strings for a second. The four middle strings are what I want you to think about here. The first string might be blocked out, but we really don't want to lay flat on it right now. Not that it's a bad note, but for our purposes, we want the A string, D string, which gives us A5. Add one more string. That's another A note, which is still A5, so you can hit two. Well, you can hit 1, 2, or 3 strings. If you hit the second string, that makes it a major chord because that's your major third. A C sharp is the third note in an A major scale. Let's prove it. Do, re, mi, C sharp. That's 1, 2, 3. To make a major chord, you need a root, third, and fifth. And that's that C sharp, only an octave higher from where I was at. The other note is an E, which is the fifth note of the scale. Let's just figure that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an E. So we put it over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1, 3. That's how chords are made. That's where babies come from. So now what I want to do is just make sure everybody's comfortable with that A chord. It's super important. Now we're going to figure out a little pattern that's similar to what I just did. That's 0, 2, and 3, or excuse me, 4 on the A string. So I'm talking open, second fret, fourth fret. Notice I'm using index and ring. Make sure you can do that exact move right there. And, play with it. So you could go. Do every combination you can think of with those three notes and memorize it and practice it until you can do it with your eyes closed without really having to think about it. It needs to be in your long-term memory. If you just glance over this, you probably aren't going to remember anything. So dig in and remember that. Okay, very simple. That's what I'm all about, keeping everything really easy. Now, we're going to go to the next string, which is the fourth string. Second fret, that's an E, which is the fifth. And same string, fourth fret, that's F sharp, which is the sixth note of the scale. Let's put it all together. That's very, very cool. So simple. Really, it doesn't have to be hard. This is not difficult. And we're not going to make guitar playing terribly hard for you. We're going to make it easy. So again, get familiar with every combination you can think of with these notes. This is A, it's your root. We call it the 1. The second note in the key of A is B. So we call that the 2. And that third, C sharp. 1, 2, 3. I mean, this is really important theory, and it's like, I think a kindergartner could understand this. It's very, very easy. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip the 4th and go to the 5, because that's what I want you to do. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. That's the 6th note of an A major scale. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Guess what? We're back to a 1. 1, which is A. That's an octave of the first A, that open A string. Can you hear that's an octave? Let's say you made a mistake and hit this. That's not an octave, is it? Or this. Whoopsie daisy. If you accidentally hit those, just slide it 1 fret. That's what you do when you make a mistake. You either slide it 1 fret that way or 1 fret that way, and you're going to find a note in your key. So don't panic if you kind of land on a bad note. Oops. Like that. There was my mistake, and I corrected it. You just kind of slide it right up. And it becomes kind of part of the song, like, hey man, this is my song. What mistake? I didn't hear any mistakes. All right, so remember that chord, remember this pattern. So that's going up. It reminds you of a song. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. You can hit just those 2 strings. That's the 4th and 3rd strings. Gives you a nice little chord. Or you could just hit the octaves. Or you could hit the root and 5th. Any combination of those notes in that chord, you should get familiar with inside and out. Memorize it. It's very simple. Associate that chord with these notes. All right, let's take it a little farther. This is pretty simple, right? So let's take it from the 2nd fret, 3rd string A, go up a whole step to B, which again is the 2nd note of an A major scale. So your job is to go up and down the scale until you got it memorized. Take chances, make mistakes, mess it up, rearrange it, make your own sound. So that's our 1, 2, here's the 3, the C sharp, root, 2nd, 3rd, A, B, C sharp is on 2nd string, 2nd fret. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. There's 2nd string, 5th fret, E. Oops. Cool, huh? That's the 2nd fret to the 5th fret. There's a nice stretch for your hand. How's your hand doing? Can you do index, pinky, index, pinky, index, pinky, index, pinky? So everybody's got different levels of dexterity. I'm just average, flexibility and stuff. Sometimes older guys, your hand gets pretty stiff, and so, but some of my older students kind of blow my mind with their kind of fluid dexterity. But some are pretty sluggish, their hands are just not very, I think it's I don't know why we're all different, but everybody can kind of work towards that movement on your own timetable. There's no pressure other than what you generate for yourself. But I would just keep going, you know, da 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 da. You can try it one-handed, or if you want to get goofy, just doing a little hammering there. So just messing around. See, it's fun. Simple. And now let's finish with an F sharp, 2nd fret, 1st string, which is the 6th interval. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Ooh, it's getting high to sing. And you got another root up here. A, 5th fret, 1st string. So notice that the fingers stayed right in place. I didn't, you know, just use 2 fingers or 1 finger. You know, you always see, when I have a new student, I'm always like, well, let's just see what this guy does. If you've been playing, you might have guys, well, I saw on the internet. That's a lot of this, isn't it? So we won't. That's what I kind of push for with my students. You know, the kids are saying, well, when are we going to learn a song? I'm like, when are you going to show me some good fingering? If your fingers are tied in a knot, how are we really going to learn a song? If your fingers don't work physically. So I kind of, you know, we chisel away. I'm chiseling at you with technique while the student wants to learn a song. So there's kind of a little tiny bit of tension there between teacher and student. Students are usually eager, you know, they want to get going on a song, and we will throw songs at you. But my feeling is if we learn it incorrectly and your hands are all tangled up in a knot, it's just going to be a nightmare. You're going to have to unlearn some things and relearn. So let's learn it correctly the first time, and then you'll be all set up. Your hand will be in position to do what you need to do. That's why we do these scales. So once you get this scale down, it's just fun to play. It's a pleasant, beautiful sound. Actually, in Japan, this is like a traditional scale. I don't know any Japanese songs, but my son lives there. But I've heard some traditional Japanese music, and I've read that this is similar or the same thing as some of the Japanese folk music. And but it also sounds good for like a country song. So I was putting in a bend or two, and the bend, let's just do the bend. There it is. That's A, B, C sharp, E, F sharp, A. Here comes the B. I'm pushing it towards the ceiling with my ring finger, but I'm lining up 3 fingers on that string. 3 fingers on the same string. That's really important. I'm going to push with all 3 fingers. I visualize them as 3 little bulldozers. And the weird thing is you're going to hit the 4th string as you bend up. Just sweep it out of the way with your fingertip. Watch and see what happens. So these fingers sort of push that string out of the way, which I remember when I was learning to bend, I noticed that, oh no, I'm hitting the other string. Oh no, I was really kind of bummed out. Like, this is terrible. And I kind of learned to stop thinking about that. So that's your A, B. You're bending it up to sound like a C sharp. Those hammer-on pull-offs give you a little bit of flair. It's also called legato. Staccato would be. kind of a tick, tick, tick. Legato is more fluid. So bending. And come back to your chord. So if you were playing a song, you wouldn't play non-stop of noodling and scales. You would play a little bit, maybe the vocals, sing a little something. You know, you don't just play one simple dumb thing the whole song. Usually you kind of vary it between chords, riffs, bends, licks, fills, slides, hammer-ons, whatever. Just, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. Let's do one last thing. I know this is a longer video. What the heck? So I got my index here. I'm going to add middle and ring. So middle is going to 2nd string, 3rd fret. Ring is on 4th string, 4th fret. Those are going on and off, on and off. And they work together, 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 on, off, while this stays in place. Oops, I almost hit that A string there. So keep that there and add these on and off. That might really twist your hand into a knot. But if you get stressed out, just relax. Wiggle your fingers, take some breaths, go get a little drink, walk around, check your email, and come on back and do this. And if this shuts you out, keep at it. Come back and hit it the next day. That's a really important move. It's kind of like the Stones. Start me up. Now, a cool thing of all this is movable too. So you can take this up. But for now, just stay down here. So mix that in with your and you should be pretty set, man. That's a pretty good little bag of tricks to work on. So like I say, memorize this, and it's very usable. And if you could consider ordering a shirt, that would be crazy. I got a whole giant box full of these, all sizes small through 5X. And I'll put a link here. It's really about the most badass shirt on the planet. So thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Hope you're doing great. And this is old Brookie saying, see you later.